Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dawn of Embracing Dawn, and this is a timeless reading for archetype reading. So archetypes are patterns of behavior that we exhibit or move throughout our lives, and we may revisit different patterns of behavior at different parts of our lives. They have light attributes, which means when we're working in harmony with that archetype, this is how it manifests. And then they have shadow attributes where if you're in the shadow attribute aspect of that archetype, then you are working through some triggers, some issues, some old things, and that archetype has shown up either within you or through being reflected in another to help you see what you need to heal. Okay, so we have a representation of 3 different decks, and I have the deck split here on the side. So choose if you would like number 1, number 2, or number 3. Then we will do a reading for each one. They will be time-stamped in the description below. Just click on the triangle and open it up and click to your deck that time, and it'll go straight to your reading. Okay, so this again is 1, 2, or 3. Take a look and you decide which one calls to you. And we'll start with number 1. Okay, everyone, it's been a while since I've done archetype readings, and I'm very excited to take a look at what archetypes are in play for you right now. We are at a really busy time in our lives. You know, we've never seen this world in our timeline, the time that we're living in now. We've never seen this kind of experience before, so let's see what kind of shifting may be happening for you. Divine Child. So, light attributes are innocence, purity, and redemption. Suggests a special connection with divine. Shadow attribute, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Okay, so this is about those of you that have chosen this reading, it is very, very possible that you have a very special connection with Source, with your spirit. You know, with your God, in whatever way that you experience God. This is suggesting that you have a very, very special connection. That could be a psychic connection, that could be intuitive, that could be, full on, if you believe in energy, you could be a full on light body and integrating into a light body. But in its shadow form, this is not being able to shield yourself against negativity from others. And it's about feeling trapped within that energy. So let's take a look at the cards and the tarot, and we're going to go a little more deeply into the reading. Excuse me, please. Okay, we had some pop out, and we'll just draw for the others. And let's cut the deck here. Okay. And we're going to pull from some psychic tarot as well and see where that leads. So dealing with this divine angel, I don't know if you've been receiving any kind of messages from the universe, from your angels, from your guides, but the suggestion would be that you are. And given the time frame that we're in right now energetically, it's very possible that you are leading towards an upgrade, or you're within an upgrade, where you're elevating your frequency, your connection is getting stronger, and your life is shifting. So let's take a look at this. And we may be able to determine if you are dealing with a little bit of the shadow aspect as well. Okay. So taking a look at the first pass, definitely we're looking at some of this negativity that's been affecting you. So an inability to defend yourself against negative forces. So it could be that you're awakening into your spiritual self and you're realizing some of these gifts that you have. And perhaps in dream time, when you travel, you've had some influence there that has come in, and sort of been sitting heavy with you, some negative influence. It could be that as you're moving through the day, people may be projecting some negative energy your way. It could also be that as you're awakening and you're moving through this process, that others in your life are not comfortable with that, and they're projecting their fears, their negativity, their opinions in your direction. And that's making it difficult for you at this moment because you're waffling with emotions. And this is confirmed with our Three of Feathers here. Three of Feathers would be the Three of Swords. So that's all around blocked emotions, heartbreak, loneliness and betrayal. So that Three of Feathers is release and recovery. So somehow you've definitely been impacted with this negative energy, this negative influence, wherever it's coming from, and you can feel that. So you might feel that in your shoulders where there's a heaviness there, it feels weighted down. You might feel it at the top of the back of your neck between your shoulder blades, because that's where negativity and gossip and that kind of thing sits. You might even feel it in your throat chakra, where you're feeling like you're not able to communicate the way that you really desire to communicate. There are some blocks there. So let's see, the Knight of Feathers, action and focus. So both of this is air and this is mind, in the mind. So you've got a lot going on in your mind where you're contemplating, what's happening with you, what this process means. And if it's such a magical thing, why is there so much heaviness to that, or feeling heavy to that? And it's all about just shielding and protecting yourself, setting your intention, getting grounded, being, in your bubble and protecting your bubble, so to speak. But it's also about moving through the shadow work to realize that you have all the power. You really do. So we've got this Knight of Feathers here, which would be the Knight of Swords. And this is all about action and focus. So this is that fierce, determined, aggressively pursuing the goals type of knight. He is the go-getter, so to speak. And this is indicating you've been in a time of rest and recovery with regard to feeling like you have no control over this negative energy and it's brought you down. But now you're in a space where you know that you can handle this, and it's time to take action towards the light attribute of this archetype, where you are getting in tune with your divine, where you are connecting in through daily meditation, daily journaling, just sitting quietly in your heart space and in your sort of your life force space, and really honing in with that connection and asking your angels, asking your guides to please come in and support you and to help protect you and show you the way, the path. And you come up with number 1 here with the Psychic Tarot, triumph and success. So you are moving through this. You are moving through the shadow aspect of this, and you're realizing, you're going to come into this realization of your own power, your own ability to manifest, your own ability to shift circumstances, but that's by being in tune. And the whole message here is that there's something about you that's special. The universe really wants for you to shine. It could be that you're a light worker, you're a star seed, you've got a calling that you don't realize yet, or maybe you're beginning to realize that and you've been stuck in this place of fear. But really, don't fear. We've got the Four of Feathers here, and the feathers, again, that's the sword energy. So you've got the air energy once more. So you had the 3 and the 4. So you've got rest and recovery. Then you have sanctuary and rest. So you're definitely in this space where you've been needing to draw back. You've been needing to go within. And as you go within, because of external circumstances, you're also really being called to go within and connect and get connected again with your source energy. You can imagine it, if you don't feel that you connect right now, You can do exercises like sitting in stillness, just sitting quietly and imagining a waterfall coming down through the top of your head, through your crown chakra, and just having this beautiful flowing liquid energy flow right down and into Gaia, into Mother Earth, and grounding you. And it can be any color, any consistency. For me, it's kind of like thick, syrupy ginger ale. You know, that golden color flows a little bit more slowly, but it's bubbly at the same time. And it scrapes out all that negativity as it goes through. So try something like that. But you are setting, you've got 2 4s here. You are setting a firm foundation for yourself. This is going to be something that is going to shift your life. This is going to be life achievement. And I know this not only because you're setting this firm foundation and you have the 2 4s right there, and 4s are about balance and stability as well as reflection. So this has brought you to a place where it feels like you're at a crossroads and you're making what feels like a major life decision for you. And on top of this firm foundation that you're establishing here, we've got the World, which is major arcana. This is celebration. This is success. This is achievement, and in a big way. This is near the end of the major arcana. It may even be the last one. You just have, within this process of connecting into your divine source, you're getting all these messages from the universe about what it is that you're meant to do, what it is that you're meant to explore in this life, and how it is you're meant to share your gift with others. And with this divine child, there is inside of you an innocence that's never gone away. There's a magic that you believe in that's always been there despite the circumstances. And the cards are saying, this is a beautiful time for you. You know, you've had a little bit of shadow work to do, where you've had some, you've been squashed down a bit with the 3 and the 4 there of the feathers. You know, you've had to rest, you've had to recover, you've had to regroup, possibly even a little bit of betrayal or sense of betrayal from those around you as you are shifting. Excuse me. There's a block in my throat chakra here. As you are shifting, you know, those that are close to you that don't understand this, they may have caused a little bit of conflict or upheaval where you have felt somewhat betrayed or heartbroken. And you are moving through this. Please rest assured, follow this path. Whatever this path means for you, however you're connecting with it, follow this path because it's very, very meaningful to you. Then moving forward, we have the King of Crystals here. And the King of Crystals is about courage and commitment. That would be the King of Pentacles. And that is, the King enjoys, you know, he enjoys the good life. He's the nurturer. He's got lots of experience. He's got all the material things that he could desire, really. But he's also, you know, reliable and supportive. So you could have a King of Crystals in your life. And it may be that this king is someone that is an earth sign. It's related to Pentacles. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is a nurturing person. This is a masculine card, but it can be, this can represent anyone of any identity, but the energy of them is going to be a masculine energy, but a very nurturing, loving, feeling safe energy. Someone that would be good to hold the space for you as you move through some of these experiences. And we've got here the Knight of Crystals, which would be, again, this is this Pentacles energy. So you have the Knight and you have the King. And the Knight of Crystals is cautious, sensible, slow moving. You know, he's a little bit younger than the King, not as seasoned or experienced. He thinks about things, so he's not like this Knight over here. These two Knights somewhat balance each other because this one is all about taking action. So over here, you need to take action in terms of moving out of and moving through and out of the shadow aspect of this, you know, this divine child here, archetype. But then over here, it's slowing down, it's exhibiting caution, you know, and you may feel a moment where you feel like you need to emotionally withdraw. And if that comes up, because we have the 2 4s here, which suggested, you know, that firm foundation, along with this rest and recovery that's coming up, you're going to be able to rest and recover as you move through and you experience this world experience, right? And then we've got the 8 here, which is emotional withdrawal, and you're leaving that. And this king energy is definitely going to support you in doing that. All right. So we're going to draw one card, and I just want to make sure I have the book nearby. No, I may not have the book nearby. Okay. So we're going to draw from this deck then. We'll draw some crystal energy just to get a little bit. Oh, I do. Good. I really want to draw this deck because this is Divine Guidance deck and it connects directly to your card. So to close out your reading, we'll do that. And please click like and subscribe if you could. I would really appreciate that. It will help me to stay connected with you and to help me grow and build with others. Okay. So let's see your final message here. Beautiful. Number 19. And I want to say this is going to be connected to going deeper. So let's take a look here. Deeper look. You're opening up to a unique perspective. You're now able to see below the surface, to gain a much deeper understanding of what is taking place. This not only applies to your life, but to your understanding of other people as well. You will be able to see the smallest detail and see the energetic pattern of what is occurring. You'll see the consequences, both positive and negative, of your decisions and where they will lead you. This gives you the ability to offer sound counsel to others and to lead your own life in the right direction. So that's absolutely beautiful. This gift that's unfolding for you, for those of you that chose this archetype reading, this is a beautiful thing because this is a gift that you may be able to hone and to offer others with respect to this world and this big achievement, setting a firm foundation. It could really be around, you know, nurturing yourself, coming into a place where you can support others and lead for others as well. So if you chose deck number 1, that is your reading. I wish you all the best, and remember to live big and shine your light bright. Until next time. Hi everyone. If you've chosen deck number 2, we have deck number 2 here. We are going to draw one archetype card to see what archetype you might be working with at this time. It could reflect you or it could reflect another. Okay, this one flipped out, so we're going to take this one right away. And this is Pioneer. Light attribute, a passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. Okay, so in its light attribute, the Pioneer is literally what it says. You have a passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. So you could be, you know, an innovator. You could be someone that you could be an inventor. You could have a new spin on something that's existed in our world for a long time, and you want to manifest that, create that, and share that with others. It can really be anything, but in its light attribute, you're using that energy to be productive. You're using that energy to create things that are, you know, of use to the world that we haven't really seen before. And in its shadow attribute, it's where that person that consistently starts something and leaves it, starts it and leaves it. You know, that moving on all the time, never sticking to follow something through. And that leaves things unfinished, right? Obviously. Okay, so how many do we have here? Because they've popped out a few times. No. All right, so we'll try again. The cards want to pop out for this reading, but there's too many. So if they don't, jeez. Okay, so we'll take those. Definitely. All right. I don't think any others fell. Just got to make sure that we get the clear reading. Okay. So let's see what area that you are pioneering, that things are manifesting for you. This is quite lovely. All right, just move the cards out of the way here. So we're going to draw 6 of the Spirit Song Tarot. 3 popped out, so we'll draw for 3 more. And you've got some major arcana in here already, which suggests that you have some major life events. So this is pertaining to something that's not just day-to-day for you, those of you that chose this reading, and can somewhat identify with this archetype. If you can't, stick with it, you know, because there may be something unfolding in the reading that is a message that's just for you. We've already had one of our Psychic Tarot pop out. Let's see if another wants to. Yes. Okay. And we'll see if there's one more in here. Okay, we'll draw for the last one. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. You have a lot of major arcana in here. So this is speaking to some major events. Very good. Okay, so we're going to start on this side. Usually I do the readings from, you know, my right to left up here. But the storyline is here that, that we should probably start over here. So we're going to do that. You've been in a space of rest and rejuvenation. And that is definitely around this creating. So maybe it is that you've been really working hard towards manifesting something. You've got an idea, you've been working with the idea, maybe you had a financial block, maybe you had a collaboration block where you can't find you know, investors, or you were working with a team and it fell apart, maybe with the circumstances of the world right now, you got something going and then it came to a halt. Whatever the circumstances are, you know, in terms of the light attribute, you've had to stop. And you've got the number 4, which is rest and rejuvenation. So that's definitely about, you know, having to step back, having to recharge. So something, you know, has affected your energy level and your perspective around things. And then we have the Hermit, which is contemplation and wisdom. That's a major arcana. So you've been in this rest and recovery. You've been considering things, you've been reflecting, you've been weighing and measuring, you know, not just resting, but you've really been trying to gain some inner wisdom from all of these experiences. And you're coming through with this Page of Acorns, which would be the Page of Wands. And that's all around, you know, newly inspired, excited energy, ideas, enthusiasm about life and work. So you're coming into a space where if you have been in this shadow attribute, this is transmuting. And you're coming to a space where you're looking at things from, like you're a new student, you know, like you're excited about life, you're excited about work. Circumstances are changing for you, but you have had to go through a little bit of this shadow work in order to get there. And we've got, it's funny, we need to read this one completely backwards. Okay, so you've got the Queen of Acorns here, and this often represents a person. And the Queen of Acorns is beautiful. That would be the Queen of Wands. She's passionate, she's smart, she's confident, she's focused, she's intuitive, she's sexy, she's psychic, she's all the things. She's very much a zest for life person. You know, she's very mature, she knows herself, she's got it all going on. And she's fiery, so she's most likely a fire sign. This can represent a person in your life, or it can be that you're being asked to embody this, you know, the energy of this card. Although it's a feminine energy, it's a feminine card, the person that represents this queen can be it can be any identity, it doesn't matter. But the energy this person embodies is that very strong, vivacious, sexy, smart, intuitive, psychic, feminine energy. You know, not afraid to shake things up on the dance floor, but also can have a very serious, focused conversation, you know? So this could be that there's someone coming into your life, into these new connections, that's really going to help you along with whatever this pioneering creativity is. This person may be able to come in and give you that drive, that passion to learn these, grab these new things, you know, because you're coming into the space of connecting with this person. If you haven't already connected with them, you're coming into the space of connection with new perspective, like the page. And then on top of that, we've got the Six of Shells, which is sentiment and joy. And they're traveling in the same direction. Excuse me. So we've got this queen here, this vivacious, beautiful queen here. And then we've got these beautiful, the Six of Shells, which would be water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And this is all about sentiment and joy. So this person, in combination with the energy of the cards previous, is going to bring about this beautiful feeling of sentiment and joy and, you know, goodwill and, you know, that childlike innocence and outlook. And on top of this, we've got the number 2, intuition, which would be a major arcana card. That would be the High Priestess in a regular tarot deck. Now, the High Priestess is about your inner journey, non-action. She's a very sensitive intuit. She's conscious awareness, concentration. So she, with that queen energy, you know, if you have someone that's coming in with that queen energy that's supporting you, then really focus on their intuitive sense and what's coming to them as it relates to you. It's also about you tuning into your intuition as well and really getting connected into what makes sense and feels right for you in your heart space and in your belly space, you know, and also in your foundation, like in your just checking in with your source and your root energy. Because we've got base chakra here, and this is number 1. So this is really all about roots and foundations. This is literally your base chakras at the base of your tailbone. It connects you to Earth, you know, Mother Earth, and it is all about your sense of tribe, your global connection, to bigger groups, family foundation, base beliefs. Those kinds of things, you know, take place and they work through your base chakra. So this is a whole new beginning where you're clearing out some old energy here from your base chakra, and you're setting this new foundation of understanding. And it's possible you're meeting a whole new group of people with the base chakra coming in like this, because that's, you know, that's about not just setting a foundation, but literally starting from the root up, so to speak, so that everything is aligned. Then we have the Emperor here, number 4, and we've had 4s as well. This is a major arcana, and the Emperor is the ultimate masculine. So he is all about authority, fatherhood, structure, regulation. If he represents a person in your life, it could be a person of authority. Perhaps there are some legalities within this pioneering that you're doing, this inventing, this creating. Maybe what your endeavor is involves the legal system, so you need that advice. Perhaps it's real estate, you know, where you're working with property. Real estate agents can often represent it. Legal matters in terms of the law, so it could be contracts, that kind of thing. It could also be that you have someone that would be like the head of a company, so to speak. So if you're doing some negotiating, you know, in order to bring this about in the future, whatever this project is or series of experiences are, then this could represent either those situations. It could also represent a person that embodies that. So it may be the CEO of a company, or, you know, the manager of the bank, that kind of thing, where they're in authority and they can make decisions that impact the process. And just, so this card is saying, be mindful of that and be prepared for that, right? And this would be where the Knight comes in, where you need to be sensible and you need to move through, you know, in a sensible way, where you're taking not cautious steps, but you're definitely reflecting before you move forward. And keeping in mind that this is helping you to set that baseline, that base chakra, that connection with this whole collective, whatever that represents for you. And then we have another major arcana on top of that. And this is an 11, and we had the 1 here. So we have the repeating ones, which means you're manifesting, and that's brilliant. And this is justice, truth and clarity. So justice is all about not just bringing things into balance, but it's also about cause and effect, taking responsibility for something. So this on top of the Emperor, it is, you know, it's indicating that moving through proper channels and moving through things in that way, making sure that everything is aligned and covered. Okay, I have to do this one. Then that's going to set the foundation for you. You won't have any real hiccups. You won't have any real misalignment, you know, but you've got to hold on to that Emperor energy and make sure that everything is done with integrity and lines up with what you want. And don't abandon it. You know, don't go into the shadow attribute of this and abandon it, because this is something that can be very, very fruitful for you, you know, and you've got a lot of support. So your last card here is number 24, and I'm just going to get the book for this. This is Divine Guidance deck, and I just had the book. This is so funny. All right, give me a moment, everybody. I know that I have, there it is. Okay. And please, if you can, click like and subscribe. That would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate that, so I can stay connected to you and build and grow with others. So this is interesting. You have Divine Feminine coming up as your last advice card here. This card asks you to begin operating more from a feminine flow of energy. See that queen there, right? Whether you are male or female. It asks that you allow your power to flow from within instead of using force. Be mindful of using a gentle approach to people and situations. The role of the nurturer and healer is important for you, and these gifts will blossom when you allow them to naturally emanate from you. Focus on your relationships with people you interact with, definitely. You will find that more will be accomplished by creating peace and harmony for all involved. So this is the sign. Stick with it. Stick with it. And don't abandon it. You know, don't slip into that shadow attribute, because you've got something to share. You've got something to bring into the world and create. You have this beautiful team, you know, that's going to support you and help you to fulfill this. And just stay focused with that Queen of Wands energy, you know. Keep that feminine flow and that intuitive connection aligned with you. So if you've chosen the second deck, this is your message with your archetype. I wish you all the best, and please remember to live big and shine your light bright. Until next time. Okay, hello. If you have chosen deck 3, then this is going to be your reading. We've had a couple of very diverse, interesting readings so far. So we're going to pull an archetype card, which, as I mentioned, is a pattern of behavior. And it has a light attribute and a shadow attribute. So let's see what one might be in play or influencing your life right now. Alrighty. So we're going to cut for the card. Hero or heroine? Okay. So let's take a look at that. The light attribute of the hero or the heroine is that you have a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And then its shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. So in its light attribute, you know, you're an explorer, you're an adventurer, you know, you kind of have this longing to go out and do things and discover new things and go through that journey of life where you're ever evolving and ever discovering, right? And in its shadow attribute, this is about having a false sense of someone else perhaps being your hero, being codependent, and it's also around escapism. So perhaps in your life, if this has been working in its shadow attribute, perhaps you've been distracting yourself. You know, you've been too much on social media. You've been reading, you know, the fantasy novels, watching a lot of television, or whatever, if you have a pastime, video games, that kind of thing. Perhaps it is that you have been distracting yourself to escape from the world, you know, and from whatever's been impacting you around you. Perhaps it is that you've wanted to travel with this energy of this card, the hero heroine, and, you know, empower yourself and learn new things. And with the condition of the world right now and circumstances, that's a little bit restricted, and that's caused you to step down into that shadow aspect. But let's draw some tarot and see more about, nothing's popping up, so we're going to cut the deck and we'll draw the cards for it. So we're going to draw 6 cards for this. We already have 4 major arcana. This is a very important reading for those of you that are on a life path, a life journey, where you're wanting to explore and discover self-empowerment. So this is about your personal journey internally as well, but this is a big deal. You've got a lot of major arcana, which typically speak to bigger life events. So we're cutting some psychic tarot here. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. This is interesting to me. We're going to take a look at some numbers here. Yeah. Okay. So you're definitely moving some shadow work, doing some shadow work. You're moving some shadow energy here for those of you that have drawn this reading, because we're starting out with a number 5. We have a couple of 5s as well. And 5s are all about challenge and change and uncertainty in the tarot. So we're starting out with number 5, emotional loss. So on some level, you're feeling an emotional loss, or you have been feeling an emotional loss. And that's been weighing heavy on you. You've got a major arcana here, which is a number 4, and that is the Emperor of focus and stability. And you have the Queen of Feathers, which would be the Queen of Swords, which is perception and truth. So the Emperor is, the keywords here are focus and stability, but the Emperor is more than that. He's the ultimate masculine figure in the tarot. You know, he is about structure and order, but he's also about rules and regulations. If he represents someone in your life, you know, daily, in your physical life, then this might be someone that is in an authority figure. So perhaps legal matters, perhaps real estate agent, you know, the head of a business, a boss, that kind of thing. But this is someone that's very mature and is very much about having everything lined up just so, and following your line of integrity. So this, with this loss, this could be connected to an Emperor energy, where you had someone that was a very strong influence in your life and maybe stopped you from, you know, pursuing this archetype, this archetypal adventure energy of this passion for your personal empowerment. You know, it could also be the opposite of that, where this Emperor is coming in to bring you that stability, to bring you that structure, the boundaries, you know, is going to model and mentor for you. Keep in mind, if that's the case, then the Emperor is, he holds a high standard. So, you know, if this represents someone in your life, then you do need to walk with integrity within that experience. And then we have the Queen of Feathers here, which would be the Queen of Swords. She's a little bit of a more cool queen. She's not really very emotional. She's really all about the, she's a writer, she's intelligent, she cuts through the nonsense. You know, she's got this very good BS meter, so to speak. She's forthright, she's clever, and will give good advice. but she's not warm and squishy. She's not feely. She's not like the Queen of Cups, you know, which is all that love and emotion. She's not like the Queen of Pentacles, where everything is, all your material comforts are met. She's not that queen. She's that queen that will support you and nurture you in a way that is, you know, with words, with intellect, because she's the sword, she's air energy. So working with her, it could be that you're being asked to, you know, embody this energy and take a little bit of emotion out of it. Or you could also have this queen coming into your life as well. And although it's a queen and it's a feminine, it can be any identity. It doesn't have to be a feminine identity. All right. So you could have these two important characters in your life that are coming in and helping to realign you with your goals of wanting to explore and your self-empowerment. You know, maybe your journey is not an external journey right now. Maybe your journal's an internal journey of self-empowerment. And you've got this Emperor and this Queen here, which are both not really very emotional, that are coming in perhaps to balance you, you know, or it could be that they've not helped, but they've had a play in creating, you know, this sense of loss that you were experiencing before. Moving forward here, we've got, was this a 5? Yes, this was a 5 emotional loss. And then you've got a 5 of conflict and defeat. So these are the double 5s here, and 5s again are transition. So you've got this sense of conflict and defeat. And we've got the 3 of crystals and the moon. So this is interesting because this could pertain back to, you know, conflict within here, and you're feeling, you've been feeling somewhat defeated, but don't despair, because the reason why you feel that way, or you're feeling, you know, some conflict there, is because we've got the moon here, which is major arcana, imagination and perception. There's something hidden here. So with the moon, this is about fear, bewilderment. Your imagination is getting the best of you. So again, you could be with this Queen of Swords. You could be in this mind, trappings of the mind, you know, where you've let your thoughts get away from you, maybe over imagining. If it's not that, then it has something to do with something is hidden. You don't have all the information, because, you know, the moon is about mystery. The moon is about being in tune as well with your self-empowerment. It's about being in tune with the ebb and the flow of things. And often it means you don't have all the information you need, or the perception that you've come with. So if you've come with this perception, this outlook of defeat and conflict, that needs this, whatever is going to come forward, possibly from this Queen or this Emperor, this is going to change your perspective around the way you've been thinking in the past. And it's going to bring something really very sweet, because you have the 3 of crystals, which would be the 3 of pentacles, which is earth energy. So this is collaboration and productivity. So you are going to overcome this conflict and defeat that you've been experiencing in the past, and you are going to collaborate with these others, and it's going to bring about some really sweet things. You know, it's about teamwork, planning, competence, that kind of thing, and it's a positive energy. So the planning, you know, can be with this Queen and this Emperor, and the competence, again, it could come from both of them as well. So definitely you have a team that's coming, or is already in play here, that is really helping you to work to uplift your self-empowerment and your sense of standing in your power, to recognize who you are and be able to live your life free and open without those restrictions that perhaps you've been placing on yourself. And to end up here, it's just beautiful the way it lined up, honestly. Those of you that have chosen this reading, we've got the number 1 card, prosperity begins. So this would be like the 1 of pentacles, the ace of pentacles, material force, prosperity, you know, trust and practicality. You've got this new beginning here. And it's really interesting because you've got another major arcana, the 10, which also has the 1 in it, and it's the wheel, change and possibilities. So we've got change and possibilities coming with this new beginning. This is the This is the new beginning that is going to come about. And with the world, change and possibilities, it's accomplishment, it's fulfillment, you know, or sorry, not the world, you've got the wheel, my apology. So this is like luck and destiny. This is a big, big deal. This is something that's connected to your whole life, you know, your life path. This is a turning point. It involves movement and action, and it's inevitable. It's coming, you know, and it's a beautiful new beginning for you, which will bring you again to a repeat of the 10 again, which is the 10 of crystals, stability and attainment. This would be the 10 of pentacles, and that is all around affluence, permanence. So you're going to achieve these goals. You're going to step into your power. You're going to be able to achieve what it is you have envisioned with the light attribute of this heroine. Sorry, my words are getting jumbled up. You're definitely going to achieve this, and this is coming. So even if it is that in current world circumstances we can't do it right now, set the groundwork, get started, get planning, you know, work through it, find your people because the universe is bringing them to you. Get yourself prepared, get that in motion, because it is definitely going to unfold to a place where you are going to be able to take off. You're going to be able to literally take off, you know, and explore the world, do whatever it is that you desire and are drawn to do. But as well, you're also going to come into some deep self-discovery, and that's beautiful. All right, we're going to end the reading with a divine guidance card, and please click like and subscribe if you could so we can stay connected and I can build and grow with others. I would really appreciate that. All right, and would you believe it? A number 10 again. So this is definitely the universe speaking to you right now. Look inside your heart space. What is it that you desire, you know, in connection to this? Gentleness. You're an intricate being that is unique and diverse in your own special way. Spirit asks that you be gentle with yourself and accept the delicate nature of who you are. The spiraling energy is here to remind you there is a great power and strength in your softness, and it's here to assist you in healing in all levels. It's also here to remind you you are a divine being of light, who is as deserving as any other human being on earth. Smile and recognize your own authenticity and beauty in all of your glory. That's beautiful. So if you chose deck 3, this is your message. And any feedback you'd like to give, I would love to hear in the comments about your journey and how this connects to you. And please remember, live big and shine your light bright. Until next time.